Welcome back to Sports by GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Jeremy Lapidus. Today is Monday, October 21st. If you are just tuning in, we just finished going over the winners and losers from both Week 7 in the NFL and Week 8 in college football. In this segment, we turn our attention to the world of baseball. The World Series has been set. The Fall Classic is right around the corner. We have the LA Dodgers coming in off of an absolutely dominant win against the Mets, taking on Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and the New York Yankees. We will break down this series. We will give predictions and much more in just a second, but before we do, remember, if you would like to be an even bigger part of the show than you already are, all you need to do is go to gsmcpodcast.net. Or if you are on YouTube, you can use that super chat feature. If you do either of those two things, a message should pop up on the bottom of the screen for you, me, and everybody else around the world to see. If you do have a burning question about sports, anything at all that you would like to ask, go and throw that in the comments. Throw it in the chat. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. I appreciate everybody so much for sticking around, talking some sports with me here on a beautiful Monday, October 21st. But like I was saying, we are getting into baseball here. The Fall Classic is set. We have a World Series matchup. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and the LA Dodgers take on the New York Yankees. This is going to be an awesome World Series. This is the first time in a very long time. There was a lot of, complaining heading into this playoffs that the teams with a bye continually get eliminated. That has gone away. The number one seed from both leagues have made it to the World Series, and they are playing like those number one seeds. I want to start off in New York, a city that we have talked a lot about and will continue to talk about later on in our show. I want to start with the New York Yankees. The Yankees have a big three. We talk about it constantly when we are talking about whether or not they're going to win a game. They have their big three comprised of course, Aaron Judge, the prospective AL MVP, a man who once again hit over 50 home runs. He is a home run hitting machine, and he is just starting to hit his power stride in the last couple of games of that series against the Guardians. You have Juan Soto, whose 3-run home run in the top of the 10th inning sent the Yankees to the World Series. Juan Soto, already a World Series champion at 24, not even 25 yet. He is, again, leading a team to the World Series, much like he did in 2019 with the Nationals, except now he's a free agent, and we'll get into his free agency later on after the World Series, but still. And that final member, the most impactful member of these playoffs. When I say those two names, you might say who? Who has been more impactful than Juan Soto and Aaron Judge? It's been Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton came in, has been not that good in New York since he got up there. To the chagrin of a lot of these people that gave up so much to get him. These fans have at times wanted him out. He strikes out a lot. He makes hard contact. He makes loud outs. But what he does undeniably when his bat makes contact with the ball is he tears covers off of it, and he has been elevating those balls. Those balls are leaving the yard. He once again was a powerhouse in every single series the Yankees have played in this postseason. Giancarlo Stanton has been the main reason they have advanced. Those big three, if they all continue to play like they were at the end, especially at the end of that series with the Guardians, they are near unstoppable. And that's not getting into their pitching. They have a great top four set. Heel at 4. You have Schmidt, you have Garrett Cole. You might even get you might even get some of your guys back that were missing earlier on in this postseason run. Clay Holmes has been awesome. Luke Weaver has been awesome in the bullpen. Clay Holmes, solid over there, but still, this is a Yankees bullpen, especially in the back end, that has been really good. Now, it's tough in a 7-game series, but still, you want to rely on those big three. You want to rely on those starting pitching arms, and they have the ability and the lineup to do that. Some timely hitting from some of the rest of the lineup could also help a little bit, but really what you're looking at is those big three. Now, getting over to the Dodgers, and Everything I said about the Yankees can be said about those Dodgers, maybe even tenfold. They also have a big three, led by, of course, the prospective NL MVP, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, who has been amazing. Amazing doesn't even describe how good he's been. In his last 22 at-bats, since he hit that absolute monster of a home run almost out of Citi Field, no one has been able to stop him. Shohei Ohtani, 18 for his last 22. That is hitting over 800. Hitting over 800. He has a hit in over 80% of his at-bats. That is ridiculous. Shohei Ohtani is an alien when it comes to baseball, and he is just starting to hit his stride in the postseason. He started off slow. The Padres could have stopped this from taking over, but I don't think anybody can at this point. And behind him, you have Mookie Betts, a former MVP in Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, who has also had his stretch of getting some absolute power, leading off almost every single game with the Padres with a home run. This is a dangerous lineup, and you're not even including Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, who has not been in the lineup every single day, but still is a crazy impact player. And unlike the Yankees, they go deep in their lineup. Will Smith at catcher. You have guys all up and down the lineup that can stop, that are an issue. You can't just look at this big three and say, once we get past them, we'll be okay, like you can with the Yankees. This is a Dodgers team that is hitting on all cylinders. This is a Dodgers team that is going to be incredibly, incredibly hard to stop. This is going to be a fun series. The Dodgers have been dominating in their games that they won. The 4 games they won versus the Mets, their smallest margin of victory was 5 runs. That's not normal. Their offense has been just lighting it up, especially against the Mets, and we've seen the Yankees have some issues with giving up runs. Now, they have been able to keep pace. That series with the Guardians was so much fun to watch. They get out in the end in 5 games. But still, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to go down to the wire. It's just going to be, again, which one of these big threes are going to show up. And for my money, I think both of them are. But the way that these teams are playing right now, the consistency that these teams are playing with, I am leaning towards the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani, when he is on, not even when he's off, is the best player in baseball. You can throw him up there in conversations for the best player of all time. He is going to win his first World Series this year. He absolutely deserved it. I didn't think it was going to happen until next year, and it still could wait, but still. The $700 million man is going to win the World Series. I think the Dodgers take it in 7 games in what, in my opinion, on paper at least, could go down as one of the best World Series ever. And I cannot wait to watch. Let me know what you think, though. I think Dodgers in 7. We'll keep tabs on this series as the games go on, but we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we turn our attention over to the WNBA. A championship series has ended. We have a new champion, the New York Liberty. We'll talk about that 5-game series, just an all-around incredible basketball series. We'll talk about that, how the final Game 5 went down, and much more. But before that, we'll be right back here on Sports by GSMC Podcast Network.